to fulfill the promise. And finally, the end users, the final beneficiaries and recipients, how much do they have the hope that what has been said will surely come to pass? If somebody stands up in this congregation today to say, by the time you are all going home, you have 50,000 naira brand new notes, that would be a very wonderful promise, something we look forward to. And it will not be refunded. But then the next question you will ask is, what is the level of capability or the capacity of the one making the promise? If it were to be the central bank governor, of course you know that before the end of the service, there would likely be a bullion van which will fulfill the promise. But if it comes from some other persons, you look at it and say, that might be a jester trying to make himself happy. So, we are looking at the promise of restoration. And I want us to take note of the following imputed variables. Number one, when you talk of restoration, you mean that, one, all is not well. What it used to be is no longer what it is. Number two, there's a capable hand somewhere giving an assurance. Number three, that hand is not only capable, it also has the willingness. And number four, that there is a subsisting call or invitation to a restoration to the pristine stage. And finally, there is a choice to accept or a choice to reject. Those are the imputed variables to the promise of restoration. In her late 30s, she remembers that when she was in her teens, she used to be very, very charming. She's still charming at close to 40, but there was a charm that ignited the fire in young people, young men. She cuts off about 10 to 12 years of her life, and when she tells you, I am just 29 or 30. All these are intended to have a mental reconstruction, a physical reconstruction, a restoration of some sort. But today, I am presenting something more germane, something superior, something extraordinary, much more than what I have marshaled out to you. Now, the word restoration is a word of assurance from the Almighty to his people. It is a guarantee that God will embark upon some course of action which will bring back to the pristine or original perfect position that his people had hitherto enjoyed. The role of the restorer, referred to in the Hebrew as the ta'eb, is to achieve the task of, number one, remembrance. Number two,